The main suspect in the murder of Olerato Mongale has been shot and killed by police in Amanzimtoti in KwaZulu-Natal. Also, the police have arrested the parents of one of the suspects for allegedly helping him to evade police custody. For more on the story, we've got SABC News reporter who has been there since this news broke. Jade, talk to us now. You're obviously at the scene. We heard a police briefing about what unfolded this evening, but now you've actually got somebody to speak to you who's from the building where this all happened. Talk to us, Jade.
Well, a very good morning to you once again, Leanne. And yes, I think we are piecing together this puzzle, speaking to the Provincial Commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who detailed how they managed to trace the suspect, the main suspect, Makanya, to this block of flats in Amanzimtoti. Mkhwanazi did say to us that they were trailing him and tracing him all the way from Kamashu, where he was drawing money from. He then proceeded to Mandeni and then came to this particular flat where he has a friend staying here. And this friend apparently has been lending him vehicles over numerous years. So he came to the friend asking for a vehicle. The friend, however, realized that he was on the police's wanted list and spoke to him, telling him to turn himself over. We also heard the PC saying that this particular tenant and friend then went to go buy food, left him here in the apartment and came back. And that's when police pounced on them early hours of the morning. But to get more information on the ground, I am joined by Denise Rajman. She is the chairperson of the Body Corp, just to get a sense and just to paint a picture of the tenant who was involved in this police investigation, but also what you heard from some of the people that are residing here. Denise, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you, Jade. So basically, what we did get this morning, the information from the tenant was that the guy wanted to hire a vehicle and came in yesterday, and then he left and came back to get the vehicle. But in the meanwhile, the resident did have a look at the news and noticed that he was on the wanted list, and then advised him that he was unable to lend him the vehicle, which then the guy mentioned that he's going to take his life. And the guy said to him, don't do that. Let's just work something out and try to calm him down. And that was the story that I had received from the resident.
So obviously you spoke to the tenant, and what kind of a person is he? This is a very secure block of flats, and I imagine that many of those that reside here were very startled when police came in.
Yes, I for one was not aware at that particular time what was going on, but I did receive the message from my neighbor, and then when I got here, my phone started buzzing, and I had the residents calling me and quite disturbed and quite worried, especially the women in the complex that do reside alone were quite taken aback as to what had happened. And given the security measures that we have, sometimes it's not we let the residents in using a code, but obviously we don't know the type of residents that or the visitors that do come in. But from what I now gather, that he was obviously a friend of this guy and hiring vehicles over a period of time. So obviously at this point in time we have to relook at security measures in the complex once again.
And I actually saw you speaking to the tenant, and he has been complying with police. They took his statement down this morning as well.
Yes. And from what I gather from speaking to him, he does seem like quite a quiet guy. I've never heard any complaints with regard to him. So from what I've seen of him, he's not that type of a person to create a chaos in the complex.
Thank you so much for speaking to us and painting a picture. Denise Rajman, a chairperson of Body Corp here. Leanne, just talking to us about the tenant that was housing the suspect before police pounced on them. What we do know, Leanne, is that the suspect was traveling in a grey VW Polo. He was dropped off at this particular complex in a Mums and Toti. Those two people in the vehicle that dropped off the suspect have been taken into custody as well, or they have been taken into by police, and they're going to be interrogated to find out if they have also got a role in this particular murder case. We also know that the mother of Makanya and father are still being questioned by police. We did speak to Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, and he has said that they have not been arrested, Leanne. The mother and father have not been arrested, but they are being interrogated by police. The PC also giving us information there that the mother of Makanya, this main suspect, allegedly tipped him off, telling him that police are looking for him when they came to the house. So all of this transpired in that media briefing that we had this morning. At the moment, 2 suspects are still at large, Ngumare as well as Ntamkulu. But we will be keeping the public up to speed with all developments on the ground. We do know that police are launching and have been launching a manhunt throughout the course of the week, trying to tail these suspects who are still at large. Leanne.
Jade, thanks for keeping an eye on the story for us.